James Thomas, morning blend. Today I got Tony. Yes, Janelle's doing her thing again. She's training somebody. We're going to talk about movies. We're going to talk, first of all, about something called No Hard Feelings. And it is, I tell you, it's Jennifer Lawrence, Andrew Barth Feldman. Jennifer is also the producer on this, and she stars on this. It's directed by Gene Stavinsky, if I can say it right, Stubenitsky. Am I saying it right? Anyway, good boy, co-writer of Bad Teacher, and he directed it and he co-wrote this. So I'm gonna let you go first, Tony. Let's talk about No Hard Feelings. It's Jennifer Lawrence. She plays Maddie. She thinks she has the answer to her financial troubles. When she discovers this intriguing job listing, and I'll let you go from there.
Look, this is a fun, semi-raunchy romantic comedy that feels like something that hasn't been made for a very long time. I'm not going to say it's a comedy classic by any means, but these kind of comedies really don't get made. It's been at least 4 years. We were talking about it last night afterwards, since there's been a comedy of, worth remembering. This is largely carried by Jennifer Lawrence here. She is phenomenal in this. And look, she's not getting any acting accolades. That's not the point. She is fully bought in. She's all into this. Her range is on display. She's clearly having a lot of fun. But I also have to say a lot of positive stuff about Andrew Barth Feldman as well. This is his first role, and he really did a great job. He doesn't have a whole lot to do, but he and Jennifer shared a good chemistry. But there's a few laughs, as he's alluded to right there. But at the end of the day, this is more hopefully a stepping stone for what's to come for comedy. Like, it's since COVID, we've largely been shut out of those, gut busting laughs and great times in the theaters for comedy films. And this shows you there might be a path back to it. This is by no means a must see in theaters. It constantly straddles the line of edginess and safety. It never takes that plunge into either direction, but it gives you hope for the future, that hopefully somebody realizes there's a monumental need to laugh in the theater nonstop once again.
So, you ready for my opinion?
Let's hear it.
So anyway, that's Jennifer Lawrence in her movie No Hard Feelings. What would you give it as far as a rating?
Look, it's a 3 out of 5. It's not, does it worth going for a date night? Sure. If you can go for a $5 Tuesday or something like that, it's worth seeing. But at the end of the day, this is what I really hope is it does have some success. Jennifer Lawrence is back to acting again, which I know we saw in Causeway last year and Don't Look Up before that. But it's good to see her talents back on screen again. There's a scene that people that are very big fans of her, they're going to very much enjoy.
Well, of course they will enjoy that one beach scene. Well, let's talk about the beach scene. They're going to enjoy the beach scene. But I tell you what, that one scene in the living room, she should have taken twerking lessons. She should have taken some type of dancing lessons. It was the worst thing. I would be like that kid. No, thank you. None whatsoever. And he was right to do what he did. So I'm going to give it a 2.5 because I thought it was stunk. It was a horrible movie. Yeah, you're right. Maybe a $5 movie. Maybe wait for it to come free, stream it on, Netflix or whatever. But to me, it wasn't worth it. Yes, Jennifer Lawrence made the movie, but other than that, it was just. And I was glad to see Matthew Broderick. It was good to see him. I would love to see him do a Ferris Bueller's Days Off too, with him as the dad, and we go from there. But so 2.5 and a 3. Somewhere in between, folks, you figure it out. All right, next up is Asteroid City. Let's talk about that one too. It's let you go again, Tony. You got it.
Let me start. All right, folks. This is a Wes Anderson film. You have to know what you're getting yourself into at the start. It's going to be a dry, witty humor. It's going to have some pacing issues. It's going to have an incredible, immaculate cast, and this checks all of those boxes. It takes place in a fictional town in the desert, during a certain event, junior stargazing event, and let's just say some extraterrestrial activity occurs during it. But it's another incredible cast, like Jason Schwartzman, probably the biggest role he's had lately, Scarlett Johansson, Tom Hanks, Jeffrey Wright, Bryan Cranston, Tilda Swinton, Ed Norton, Adrian Brody, and there's many others I'm going to mention.
Tony is very hopeful with these movies, I have to admit. I know he's going to give this probably a 3.5, maybe a 4. I'm sorry, folks. I'm going to interrupt and let Tony know this was just as bad as Jennifer Lawrence's movie, No Hard Feelings. As a matter of fact, if you go see Asteroid, hey, no hard feelings, folks. If you don't like it, hey, I can understand that. Yes, it was a great cast. The story was lacking. There wasn't much funny stuff in it as far as I was concerned. But let's go ahead and finish this whole thing out. I'm sorry, Tony, we're short on time anyway. Like the movies was short on comedy. Again, Asteroid City 2.5. What you give it, Tony?
3.5. It's, I view it as a metaphor, and I'll make it short and sweet. How controlling and powerful the government is, but also with right now with all the UAP information that's out there, it's very timely because it's a big, makes you think, and it has a message. Do you trust what you're told, or do you believe what you see? And that's really the point of the movie, in my opinion. But it's going to be open to interpretation for everybody.
Right. So no hard feelings, folks. So right in the middle there at 3 for Asteroid City. Good luck on No Hard Feelings. We'll see you next week.